I bought this entire scope setup off TEMU for $76. Let's see how it shoots. $76.36. That's a pretty small price tag to get all of these things here. We've got a 3-to-9 scope, we've got a red dot on top, we've got a laser attached, we've got a flashlight attached. It's got, you know, turrets here to dial in your yardage. Obviously looks very interesting. None of it's branded, other than whatever, I guess, TEMU says on their website. But man, a lot going on here for $76. And if you were to price this out with like high-end stuff, I mean, gosh, you'd be well into the thousands. And just the scope alone can be well over $1,000. So we're gonna mount this up and see how it shoots. We're gonna see how the red dot shoots. We're gonna see how the scope shoots. We're gonna see how the lights work, the batteries work, the tracking, the laser, all of this stuff. I mean, there's so much going on here. We're gonna see what the just build quality is, see what the optic quality is. A lot of stuff going on here, a lot of things to talk about. And we've got, you know, close target right here to shoot a quick group on. We've got steel at 75 yards, and then we have steel way out at 300 yards, and we're gonna see how it performs. All right, so we're throwing this on, and right off the bat, this scope mount does not fall into these slots in the pick rail. Let's see, I'll kind of loosen it here. So normally these bolts would go through these slots on the rail right here, but these do not engage at all. It just slides right on top. So right off the bat, that's not good for holding its zero, because this thing could easily get bumped and, you know, forward or backwards, and that definitely throw off your point of impact. So we're gonna tighten it down here pretty good, and hopefully that doesn't move on us. But we're gonna see after shooting some shots if these do move. And you know, right off the get-go too, these things do not feel too robust or too high of quality. Everything is straight from China, which doesn't necessarily make it bad right off the get-go, because there's a lot of stuff from China that is, I wouldn't say high quality, but better than this. I mean, so much hunting and shooting stuff does come from China, but this I think comes from probably the lowest quality places that they might build or assemble stuff. But she's fairly well locked on there. When I put this laser on, it flexes a decent bit, but not horrible. So we're gonna shoot our first group here at like 20 yards, just to see what initial group we get. So got the bench, got a mag loaded up. We're gonna shoot, you know, a handful of shots and see how it does. So the first thing that I noticed is to move your zoom ring here, the red dot is right in the way. It's kind of hard to get to, and it's super slippery. Right now it's like 90 degrees here in Michigan, and this stuff, I mean, it's so slippery. There's zero texture there, but got it at 9 power. Then the other thing is, as you can probably see, this scope is mounted so dang low on this rail, so I really gotta lean down into it. But let's see where this first shot lands. All right, straight left, about 3 inches. And that's right next to it. So let's just give this a little bit of a dial to the right. I will say these clicks actually feel like somewhat decent, not gonna lie. There's a little bit of slop in between the clicks right there, but the click itself feels decent. It's audible, not horrible. We're not gonna talk too much crap on it yet. All right, a little bit closer. We'll give her a couple more clicks to the right. And we have this laser on right now, and at the first shot, it was lined up perfectly with the crosshair, and already 3 shots in, it is about 2 inches to the right already. So let's see if this one's right in the middle. Okay, I can live with that. We're about a 1/2 inch off. So now let's go right up to this red dot here. It's got 4 different modes. We have this little toggle switch, which is also not very easy to get to, but we've got just a dot there, a dot with a circle around it, and then a crosshair, and then a dot with a crosshair on the outside of it with a little bit of a box surrounding it. And then right on this side over here is a red button and a green button. So depending on which one you press, you'll get a red dot or a green dot, and you can change the brightness as well. So right now I got it set on red, and we're gonna shoot this target and see where we hit. I think those hit to the left a little bit. I can't exactly see. And this has Allen wrenches or Allen bolts to move the dot left or right. So let's see, I think this one is the wrong size. Oh nope, that one fits. So that's to go up, which we don't really need to adjust that. And then that's to go to the right, which is what we need to do. So handful of clicks there. Let's see if we can get closer to the middle. A little bit right, but tracked decent. I'll give it a couple clicks to the left. Oh, it does not want to, oh, wrong one. There we go. Okay, a little bit to the left. That's sighted in. Scope sighted in. The laser, let's see, is kind of held that same mark. It's a little bit to the right, like 2 inches to the right here at 20 yards, but at 100, that would be well off. And it's so bright here that anything past 20 yards, we're not going to be able to see this laser. But, you know, it's there, and if it was way darker, it might actually work. And we can, let's see, we can kind of see the laser right there. I'm going to shoot at the, let's see, I'm going to shoot at the top of the target there. There's a little bit of a black dot in the top corner. Let's see if I can hit that.
You're definitely your 3.
What's that?
3 inches straight left.
Okay, so I'll aim to the left a little bit. Be able to see on that bigger camera a little better. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can. I just love that you're just shooting it from the hip.
Let's. I wish that laser worked at 75. Let's just shoot this steel at 75 with the scope and see how it does. All right, that's all for that mag. One more here. Looks like there's 5 or 6. Let's try the red dot. It's so weird because my head is so much higher than normal. Is that hitting or what's that sound?
Yeah, it's hitting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, last one there. Let's load up another mag, go out to the steel silhouette at 300 yards and see if the TEMU scope can hit it. All right, got another mag loaded up here, and we got 300 yards for a human-sized silhouette target. So like any quality scope, I mean, this is no big deal at all out of a 223. So should be able to hit these no problem if the scope can, you know, maintain its 0. And it, you know, hasn't been bumped at all yet, but I'm not that confident, honestly, that it will hit. So let's see. Okay, not hitting. That one hit. Okay, hit a couple there. I was aiming, had to end up aiming lower by quite a bit, by like 2 or 3 feet. So not 100% sure what's going on there, but this flashlight is already starting to rattle quite a bit, which that's not affecting accuracy, just certainly not something you want. I think any more shooting, that sucker would just fall right off.
Well,
so.
And all these accessories, this is just a pick rail in the scope.
Yeah.
Flashlight, red dot, laser, it's all It all came separate, right?
Yeah, so,
disassembled.
well, yeah, it came disassembled. Ordered it as a kit off of TEMU. But then, yeah, everything showed up in its own packaging, so I had to put all of these on separately. And this mount right here for the laser is super janky. None of these bolts actually go through the slots in the pick rail. So like this, you know, if I hit on it, and this is getting loose a little bit, if I hit on it hard, forward or backwards, it would certainly move because those bolts aren't engaging into the pick rail. But, you know, I hit a handful of shots at 300. You know, it works. I think it's pretty hideous. It's not the best looking scope in the world. But hey, if this is your thing, if you want all of this stuff mounted on it and you want it to look like this, then for the money, I'd say it works. You wanna?
Well, maybe for like an air rifle or something like that.
Would probably be way better for an air rifle. That's for sure.
There's no recoil. You're not gonna loosen it up.
Yep, exactly. Or a pellet gun or something like that might be a little bit better for. But you wanna send a few?
Yeah. I can see my laser, and it for sure it's like one hash mark to the right of my optic. So I'm trying to think. I'm gonna aim at the barcode at the bottom. Okay, so that hit high left a little bit. Let's move it to 75 and see how it does out there. One thing I will say that we haven't talked about yet is like the glass quality is not terrible. You know, even out at like 300 yards, I can pull it up. Aside from having to smash my face down into the stock, like I can see all the impacts on this white target just fine, and so I'm impressed with that. You know, we've tested some other scopes from Amazon that are, one was like $40, and the clarity was horrible. Like 300 yards, you couldn't even see it. So even this, you know, sure it's double the price, but double 40, you know, $80 scope, and you can definitely see what you're aiming at better. You know, it might not hold zero. Obviously, you don't want in a scope, but you know, you get what you pay for. We're gonna shoot 75 now. Yeah, I'm aiming. At 75, I'm aiming like a foot low to hit it.
Yeah.
So it's definitely just not zero. Let's try the red dot here. Oh, the red dot has turned off. I don't, oh, I guess it must time out after, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. I got the red back on. I'm actually gonna try the green here and see how that looks. It's a pretty sharp reticle. I don't really mind that at all. Man, that's horrible. All right, yeah, this is about the same, honestly. I was aiming right at the, you know, center hole, and I hit the swing door on the head. So it's hitting about a foot high. Let's go out to 300 now, let's see. Yeah, hey, that hit, yep. I'm aiming. Mitchell told me that when he was shooting at it, he was aiming about a foot below the silhouette, so that's where I'm starting to aim too. And it's obviously good enough. Not good enough. Okay, I have one more bullet. I'm gonna try the red dot. Even though I'm fairly confident this will not hit.
It did.
Whoa!
Red dot, 300.
That's actually pretty good. So I same as the scope, I put the red dot like a foot below the silhouette and hit it first shot, which is, I mean, that's kind of nice because, you know, zero power and just winging them. So I think I'm more impressed with the red dot than I am with the scope.
100%.
I mean, the reticle kind of reminds me of like your Hollison pistol red dot. Like it's pretty sharp. You get plenty of brightness. Like it's full sun and we can see it just fine. You get a ton of adjustment, and you can, if you want to, buy this whole setup and just put the red dot on whatever you have, because I was just looking, it looks like it's breaking, but maybe that's how it's supposed to look. I don't know.
TEMU special.
Yeah, TEMU special. Light is definitely still loose. Laser's tight, but obviously, you know, it hasn't held at 0 pretty much the whole time. So I think the real star of this show is the red dot. TEMU special. You can buy a $80 red dot and you get a scope, a light, and a laser for free. That's also, you know, some way you could cut this up.